This guy has won more awards than any other man on this planet. And he's gonna jump off. He doesn't have any shoes, but he's still gonna do his speed.
There you go. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for having me. John, thanks for inviting me over. I'm also asked to do this in English. So I will, and not in Dutch, where I'm from. I'm going to talk about optimize. Dialogue optimization, facts and acts, and the final one is lots and lots of test results to show you what we're working on. This is me, and I'll explain a bit about myself later. But first, give you some results. This is a very easy test. This is a car insurance company in the Netherlands called Unive, and they have this landing page for car insurances. And we start clicking around, and the main call to action is here or here. And once you press it, you will find yourself in a form where you have to fill in your license plate number, your Dutch license plate. And we said, oh, why is it on the next page? Let's put it on the page itself and see what happens. And it lifted the sales to 23%. This is a very easy conversion rate optimization tip. Just cut out steps and make it more easy for them. This is Van der Valk Hotels, last Dutch hotel chain. And everywhere where we optimize the website, we also educate our clients, and we always tell them you need green check marks. It's the school thing, and I heard a great story yesterday evening on the pre-jam we had. In Sweden you don't have the green check mark. If you're okay at school, you get this green R or a blue R. So maybe you should test with R's instead of check marks, but in Europe we do check marks. And what always happening is that there's a large trail of check marks, but these are too many USPs. So what we did is we rewrote them into one main USP, lowest price guarantee. Then, and also we have these three USPs, and at the end we have some other USPs. It's the same copy, but differently presented. It raised sales at 14%. And final third one, this one is funny. Is André Maurice already in the room? Somewhere? Are you speaking? He's coming later, okay. He has a conference in Frankfurt, which was a couple of days ago. I was on stage last year, Conversionista Summit. And what we did is that we promoted a URL during my presentation where you could already download the slides. And when you opened that page, it started with thank you, you're interested in the links and slides, etc. And we wanted you to tweet about it. Because you are like with 300 people, 250 people. If someone starts tweeting and 2 and 3 or 4 tweets, then other people will retweet and promote our website, and it's a nice spin-off. But what we did, we A/B tested with 2 variations. So half of the audience ended up being on this website and the other half on this website. So we learned, okay, if we say help us share this knowledge to Twitter, it will give us 29% more interactions than we say love it, tweet about us, thank you in advance. Otherwise, don't tell anyone what to do, just leave it to them, it will give you more social interactions. So, those are just 3 tips to start with, so to give you some test results. As I said, I'm doing this in English. My Swedish is very well, but they asked to do it in English. Welcome, thank you for coming. Thank you, John, again for having us and organizing this great conference. And we arrived already on Sunday, so I got some time to see the city, and I was amazed. You're like one of the best kept city secrets in Europe. I didn't realize you have such a beautiful city. It's really awesome with the water and the old buildings, and it was great weather. So I tweeted about you and promoted your city in the Netherlands. And besides your beautiful city, you also have some beautiful brands, very well-known brands, very well-known companies like IKEA, H&M, and a company like Volvo. We have them in the Netherlands too. And when you go to a Volvo car dealer, you will meet the salesperson. He will start talking to you, and he's going to try to persuade you to buy something. And this guy or girl is being trained a lot with sales training. We do sales training for offline people And years and years and years and years. It's Myers-Briggs, it's about being spontaneous people, you will have humanistic people, more competitive people, look at the verbal communication, or listen to the verbal communication, look at the non-verbal communication. You're being trained and trained and trained to improve sales. And the fun thing with a good sales guy or girl, you're learning from every conversation. And you will be optimizing for the next one. Learning and learning and learning and being a better sales representative. And this is what I love, those continuous improvement steps, that's who I am. I'm an optimization junkie. I love to optimize everything. Why am I here barefoot? It makes me feel better. I couldn't really connect with the crowd when I had my shoes on, so I tried my shoes off, and it works better. So maybe in a couple of years I'm not wearing a shirt or trousers anymore whatsoever, but maybe the audience will come differently to this. It started with athletics. When I was young, I did the long jump stuff and shot put and running, and you want to go faster and faster and start training differently and wearing different shoes and have a different preparation. Then I became a DJ. We have more DJs in the audience today, and Craig also. And when you're DJing at a club, you want to improve your story, the story you're telling with your music, and to make the people more happy and give them a good night. And then online came. So at first I was coming from the music industry. I started my website and my radio show, and then I thought, wow, these websites are even way more cooler than music. So I started optimizing websites. And then I created a company together with Bartels over there, and now I'm really a pain in the ass because I always want to optimize the way we work in our business models in the company. So it's an organic growth kind of thing. Online I started with this one. It's the Mosaic browser, the pre-Netscape browser. Once it was live and I was DJing, I immediately created a website. Wow, website, some HTML stuff, links, thing, text. But I had some technical background. So what I did at night, instead of watching TV, I watched stuff like this. These are access log files, Apache access log files. You log on your web server, and I started looking, okay, what are people doing on my website? We didn't have any Google Analytics back then. You started sniffing in your access log. And I used it to create the right decision, and to be sure I didn't make the wrong decision by optimizing my website. So I created this HTML page, looked at the server log files, changed my website, and looked at the log files to see what's happening. And I wanted to increase visitors. Well, I learned that back in school from this guy, the management science. Does anyone know who this guy is? It's not Graham Bell. He's not from Sweden. It's Edward Deming. This guy lived in the States, moved to Japan after the Second World War, and he was in charge of rebuilding all productivity. And he learned, the Japanese people, this Deming circle, the circle of quality. Plan, do, check, and act. This is the other way. It's called Kaizen. It's called take small steps. It's called lean, agile. All these things are coming from Deming. And what he believed in, if you focus on quality, you will be the winner. If you focus on lowering costs, you will finally lose. And that was what I was doing on my website. Look at analytics, look at the data, look at the log files, and optimize your website. And then I saw this movie. I only saw it in like 2000, 2001. It's a movie from 1993. Who knows who this guy is? Shout out his name. Don't worry, yeah. And who's seen this movie? Oh, great. It's an 8.1 on the Internet Movie Database, so if you haven't seen it, it's a good movie. It's called Groundhog Day. Bill is the weatherman, the weather guy, and he has a day in the States called Groundhog Day. It's a bit of tradition. A groundhog is this little marmot, we call it. And they go look if it comes out of his hole after winter sleep or not. And if it stays in, the winter will continue for 3 weeks, and it comes out, the winter is over. Bill is presenting the news. He's a bit annoyed because he doesn't like to be there, but he likes a girl who's also at the news. So his day is about getting the girl. And it doesn't work. She doesn't want to go out for dinner with him. And he goes to his hotel, goes to sleep again, and he wakes up the next night. And when he wakes up, he starts realizing it's the same day again. And again he has to present about the ground talk. And again he asks her for dinner, and again she says no. And the next day he wakes up, it's the same day again, and on and on and on the same day. And he starts realizing, okay, what I can do is to optimize my conversation with her. I'm going to try to ask her out in a way that she will say yes. And it works. And they go for dinner, and it goes on, and then wants to get together, of course, to his hotel room. And it doesn't work, and he tries everything. But, oh, even music over here. What Bill is doing is the ultimate way of continuous improvement of your dialogue. The salespeople cannot learn like that. What Bill is having the same conversation every day with the same person. So he can really optimize his talk. And it's the same on the website. Your website is a lifelong A/B test. Online you can have the same conversation and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it because visitors will come spontaneously for comparing or for buying or for service. So when I started Morphe, I said, okay, I don't have to look at analytics anymore. What I should do is perform an A/B test and split test my website. So I started doing stuff like this. I created small changes. Small button, bigger button, other text on the button, small changes to learn what worked and what didn't work. And at first, it really boomed conversion. And then when I got further and further, it went to like 50% of my tests get significant results, and then 40, and 20, and I'm like, okay, just 1 out of 5 tests were significant results. And then you get this movement in around 2009, caused by Omniture. Those guys said, okay, you need to make dramatic changes on your website. Just a small change will not improve conversion rate 15%. It's not that easy. They said, if you have a website like this, you should change it to something like this. And it worked. And we did some redesign like A/B tests and improved conversion a lot, but we didn't learn anything. And it's the same as in the movie. In the end, he wins the girl. It's a Hollywood movie, a good ending. What he does is he's trying to improve his conversation, and he finds out that in the end, when she is in his hotel room, it doesn't work. It feels too rational for her. And whatever he tries, it doesn't work. And at the end, he steps down from the rational part and goes into the emotion part. And really opens up and shares his feelings, and then gets the girl. So he's moving over from ratio to emotion. And that's what you should do on your website. You should ask yourself, why is your visitor here? How can you help your visitor to fulfill his needs? It's not about conversion optimization. Sorry, John, for calling it a conversion jam. In our opinion, it's about learning how to serve your visitors. And to know which persuasion techniques work in what situation. It's about having a dialogue, helping your customer on your website. It's a visitor who wants to do something, and you should help the visitor to do. Well, we did some training programs on that. I'm going to show you how it looks like. Good. We call it Fact and Act. This is the training program, how to master the online dialogue. If we thought conversion rate was the holy grail, we should have called the company online conversion, but it's online dialogue. At first you have to find and filter, as we call it. Where do you want to improve? I heard a story from a large bank in the Netherlands that had a whole day of coming together with the whole team, and they decided to tweak some servers page, and they had to spend the whole day on a new page, and they created it, and at the end the web analyst was asked, okay, how many people do come on this page? They were like, about 10. That was an expensive optimization day. So be sure you optimize where you should optimize. Once you know where to optimize, you should thoroughly analyze, not only data, also surveys, also scientific research. You should add everything in to create your hypothesis, which you're going to test, testing communication. And then you should analyze very thoroughly. Again, I will give you some examples. Combine, results, conclude, and tell. Very important. If you just are doing conversion rate optimization or direct optimization for the quick wins, and you are like, okay, we learned that the longer product page, the product page with more information converts better, and you're like, a half year later, a new campaign, and the media company creates it the other way around, and no one is saying anything about the learnings you had in the past. Just stop doing conversion rate optimization because it doesn't bring you long-term results. You should tell the company and tell everyone who's involved. I'll give you some examples. Filter and analyze. Why the data analysis is so important is in this example. This is a Dutch loan company, and the left page was the original page and the right one is the new one. What we found in the data is that only like 0.something% clicks on the main call to action which says apply for a loan. And we found also in the data that like 20% of the people clicked on the two main products. But they are really hidden because you have to go to the navigation, click on products, and then click on one of those two products. It says time machine couldn't complete backup to Lassie. So what we did is just change the call to action, get rid of the main call to action. We added the two main products, the two choice buttons, and it left applications with 14%. Just by diving in the data, seeing what's happening, what's not happening, and changing your website. And of course, it's hard to see what's not in analytics. So you have tools like ClickTail, where you can do a mouse map or click map. And then you will see on this page, okay, people below the fold, which is around here, a lot of people click there and not on top here. Why not switch those around and put those links up here? And it works. 50% more account holdings. So you need someone who's very capable of seeing where you could optimize. So you need analytics. But there's one problem. The demand for web analysts is like this. The number of analysts grows like this. So they're not out there. I'll give you some tips, some extra bonus tips in between. How to find a good analyst in Stockholm or in Sweden. Do as we did yesterday. We were being the tourist. And this is Bart, my colleague, this is me. And when I drive, I'm an analyst, drive down to a new city, I always bump into things that doesn't make sense. It's like diving in your analytics data and see what's wrong. We had a boat trip. They're like, okay, you can get coffee or tea. It will cost you 40 Swedish crowns or €7. I know you're not into the euro, but like 40 crowns is max €5. So if I pay in euros, why do I have to pay €7? That's strange. But I really noticed that something's wrong here. And if you want to hire a web analyst who's not a web analyst yet, just put him out in the city and tell them, see what's wrong and report to me. And if you find stuff like this, please hire him. And same here. I was in my hotel room and I had this Telia phone connection. I said, I want to have 3G because it's way faster internet. So I deselected automatically selection and said, okay, who else is here? Well, 5 other networks. Well, which one did I pick, do you think? Of course, the Sweden 3G. I'm not sure if this is on purpose, but it's very clever marketing. It works for me. Other example. Last night. We were out with the 4 of us after the pre-jam and we saw this ad in the bus stop. And one other analyst with us said, hey, that's funny. They're using some sort of a smiley instead of a price symbol. So it makes you happy because price is hard, price is pain in your brain. So if you leave out the euro sign or the Swedish crown sign, I don't know what this is, but then people don't feel pain. So that's funny. We should test something like that. That's funny. And then someone else says, no, it was me. It looks like 2 balls and a big budget with a strange part there. And then Bart said to me, okay, if you're going to say it on stage tomorrow, I'll give you a bottle of whiskey. Thank you. But if it's on purpose, it's a creative sign joke. And also this morning, then John comes up on stage, speaking perfectly Swedish, and then there's a list of 6 points. Why is the last one in English? It's like, okay, those speakers, they don't care about the first 5, that's hard! So if you want to find an analyst, find someone who sees stuff like this. Okay, well, you can also ask your visitor, put out a survey. And this is a fun thing. This is a survey on the Dutch loan side again. It's asking for, please, we need your opinion. Would you please start or get rid of this, close this pop over? Because we measure everything, we also measured, okay, what we're going to do is a part of the population doesn't get an invite. The other part of the population does get the invite. Some of them enter the survey, some of them close the survey. And what happens with the people that do get the invite, it doesn't matter if they fill in the survey or close it, the number of applications goes up. Because people already interact with your website. They have to click on your website before they can really start using your website. So there's already a first part of conversation going on. And it moves up your conversion rate. And that's what real creating of A/B testing is all about. You want to optimize your conversation. And I'm just the data guy, being data-driven and diving in the data, but we have a lot of psychologists. And this guy is the next year's speaker, so be there next year again. He's a psychologist. His mom is, his dad is, his sister is, his wife is. Everyone is in his family. They always ask, how am I doing? Very interesting. But the magic is the combination. Diving in the data and adding psychology, like the survey being a click to optimize conversion rate. And together it's zero magic, and together we won a lot of awards. I'll give you some examples. Oh, this is a message in between. What Bart did, and why we won so many cases, is he went to all the literature that's on psychology and all sorts of firms for it, and he found over 200 different techniques. So not Cialdini 6 techniques, there are way more out there. And what he did, he categorized them into customer, environment, you, your company, your offer, your dialogue. And it's over in 17 different objects. And you can use them, you can read about them, and there are cases about them. And we're trying to spread this knowledge. And I'll give you an access card. It's value until Thursday. It's called Dialogue. You go to wheelofpersuasion.com. It's a free website, but we're still in beta. We still have to improve usability because it sucks. But there's a lot of information on there. We are using that to do tests like this. This is from the Falk Hotels again. And what I learned from Bart is autonomy. It's very important to let your customer think he's free in his choices. Well, we have these mandatory fields with the asterisk, so it doesn't feel really free. So we did an A/B test where we changed it for optional fields, so there are hardly any stars on the form anymore. And it works. 25% more sales. Is it great? Awesome. I have this other client, which is called vakantieveiling.nl. It's a Dutch travel auction website. So people are in a hurry. Because if you want to place a bid on this offer, you first have to register, and then you can place your bid. So the clock goes down, like 50 seconds, 45 seconds, 40 seconds. Yeah, I want to participate. Oh, I have to register first. We did the same trick and leaving out the mandatory fields, but then it really lowered conversion rate. Because people are in a different mood. They're in a hurry. And from the Falk, they weren't in a hurry. They had all the time of their life, and they wanted to have autonomy. And now it didn't work. So remove the asterisks is working, and adding the asterisks is working. It depends on your website. This is also a great one. This is things we do a lot of times. One call to action, or should you have 2 call to actions? Like the first one is only saying apply now for the savings product. The other one is saying apply now or read more information. And we tested the other way around. Read more information or apply now. It both works, because people have two choices. Don't give them 5, don't give them 1, give them 2 choices. Very small change. I told you about the small changes didn't work anymore. They do work, if it's based on psychology. This is a large travel agency in the Netherlands, and the top one is just saying, click next to this one on the price, and you will see the total price you have to pay for this travel deal. And we added one sentence based on survey. People were complaining that, okay, can I change room types? And if I bring kids instead of only adults, is that a discount, or how does that work? And the sentence added is only saying, okay, if you click here, after that you can still see the room types and add if you have kids or not. And that sentence, adding that sentence, lifted sales with 18%. No one. Now skip this one, it's not funny. I love this one. Van der Valk Hotels, again, with the airport hotel in Amsterdam. Visual cueing, the technique is called. Our attention is very easily influenced. If you watch a bar next year, he will tell you about that your eyes are only seeing 1% of what you see, and your brain is making up the other 99%. So you need to help people. There are a lot of websites with arrows pointing to the call to action. Maybe from a visual design perspective it's ugly, but it's really working. We added visual cueing because it's a very long read page, especially for iPad stuff, etc. And we added these triangles to point you, okay, there's more content below here. Please start scrolling. And it works. Bounce rate goes down 23% and sales went up significantly. Last one on techniques, this is my own website, a blog about conversion rate optimization on optimize.eu. You can post your vacancy on our website, with this jobs part. And this is then really what we call the active border. You can buy something cheap, you can buy something expensive, or you can get both for almost the same price as the middle one. So what happens is that no one chooses just the homepage offer for 700 euros, because for 50 extra you get both. And both feels like 1,050. Before we did that, prices were just 500 for all. So, and what we also did is we put the highest price on top. When you switch it around and start with a low price, people are more likely to buy a less effort amount, or spend less effort amount of money. Analyze. Once your test is done, you're not ready. I've learned a lot on analyzing data and really diving into the data. This is the travel agency. What we did, we switched the most popular destinations into last-minute destinations. It's the same content, a different wording. And we added the first day you could leave. And what happens is conversions went up a lot. And we knew that because we did a survey up front and people were complaining, you don't have last minutes. Well, I asked the company, do you have last minutes? No, we don't have last minutes. Do you have flights that leave like this week? Yes, we have. Okay, you have last minutes. But there was no significant turnover difference. So a lot of more people were buying these last minute deals, but their turnover stayed the same. So the average price people were spending went down. And the margin, the amount of money they earn on this last minute deals is very low. So in the end, we didn't put this one live, because it's a winner, but no, it's a loser, if you measure all the way to money spent. Bank of Scotland. They had a very long copy page, and we said, okay, we have to skip some things that are not really necessary on the savings product, get rid of it. We're going to test a long copy against a short copy page. What we found out by analyzing the data is, okay, when you are not number one with the highest rate on savings products, the long copy wins. And the short copy is like 30% less conversion rate. When you are number one, the short copy wins. And the long copy is like 30% less conversion rate. But what happened during the test is they were number one, and exactly 1 week later, in the second week of the test, 3 different other companies raised their savings rate So they were not #1 anymore. And first we thought, hey, we have the same savings rate. What happened? And then we found out that they were not #1 anymore on the comparison websites. And that made a big difference. So it's not like having the same page throughout the year. And even not the same page every day. This is an A/B test also at the large bank. And we tested with buttons, red buttons, green buttons. And it doesn't matter which text you put on them. On a Saturday, the green button wins. And on a Monday, the red button wins. This is a website with huge amounts of traffic, so we could test on and compare days. So that's a big difference. And we also found out that on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, people spend an average time of 1 minute more than on Monday and Tuesday. Well, maybe they are more relaxing in the weekends, and the red call to action is too in your face. Just test it and analyze it. Travel agency again. You could go for just typing in a search query, or we added the fast search. And the fast search is like, okay, where do you want to go, what do you want to do, when do you want to leave? I don't know where to go yet, can use that one. Well, what happens? The fast search wins with new visitors, and when you leave it out, it wins for returning visitors. And the returning visitor already knows where to go, the new visitor wants to be inspired. Now last one, social buttons. This is a Belgian energy company, and they have this like buttons and tweet buttons. This is a landing page out of an AdWords campaign. You need to click the call to action and not the tweet buttons and the like buttons. So we tried A/B testing it with and without. And what happened is that the new visitor converts better when you have the buttons on your page, but it only had like 10 or 12 likes. So at least you know, okay, there are some people around here, and I start exploring, and then when you return and do want to buy, oh, there are only 12 people? Who knows if it's the reason, I'm not sure, but again, a difference between new and returning visitors. So you should really analyze your data, and the gold is also, like Greg said, is in those details. Finally, to sum up, what we think with Combine and Tell is that this is going to happen in the future. Conversion rate optimization is a new market research. We see companies in the Netherlands cut half of the marketing research department, get rid of them, and add the 50% left to the online department, and together they have to research the market and the customer. And in order to do that, you can come up with tests like this. We have this very strange cookie opt-in law in the Netherlands. When you visit the website in the Netherlands, we first have to ask you, are we allowed to place cookies? Yes or no? And of course, if we don't have cookies, and this is the Telegraaf, which is a very big Dutch newspaper website, if they don't have cookies, they cannot earn any money from advertising. Only some money, but not a lot of money. So they need cookies. So they ask us, how can we persuade people to say yes to cookies? And cookies is, to most people, something like, oh, that's scary. So we created this pretty long message, which is a bit too long to read. It says, okay, this is a service message from the Telegraaf, due to the government, blah, blah, and long read. And then it says, okay, continue. And we made it green, but the company color is a different color. And I think it's now green. I'm not sure. But we said, okay, continue, nice button, or go to the advanced settings. And cookies are really already a bit technical. And so 90% clicked already, okay, I'll go to the website. The 10% that clicked to advanced settings ended up at having this page. This is not the final this time, by the way. You could choose for 1, 2, or 3. 1 is only functional, 2 is recommended, and 3 is the max. But what happens if you choose 1, hardly any cookies, it will leave you with all red crosses, you don't have this, you don't have that, but you do have advertising. Because without cookies, we still have advertising, or not targeted. And then when you have number 3, it says, okay, the Telegraaf will not do the wrong stuff, but you will get this and this and this and this. So the 10% of the people that went to this page, like again, 95% went on to opt-in. So we had almost 100% conversion. And you can do that if you start learning how the dialogue is working. We also love to be challenged. MoneyU, they have this new ad agency that said, okay, we can create landing pages too. Okay, this is the middle one, this is ours, this is theirs. Of course, we won. Because what happened at MoneyU is, we've been now being a partner for 3 years, since 2010, and this is their conversion rate. And of course, it's not only due to our working together with them, it's the whole company. But what's really working there is that the knowledge of having a dialogue with the customer and how you should have a good dialogue is really in the DNA of the company. And it makes them grow and grow and grow and grow. So it's not about conversion optimization. It's about learning how to serve your visitors and to know which persuasion techniques work in what situation. So eventually you will win your customer, like build it. And your online team will even outperform the local sales hero at the Volvo party. Thank you.